everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay. So grab a brush, grab some paints, grab some models, and paint along with me. Let's rid our world of unpainted models. This week, I'm working on Centurions. I've always wanted to have Centurions for my Space Marines army. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have my codex anymore. I lent it to a friend. Hopefully I get it back. It's all good. So, yes, this week I'm going to paint my Centurions. I'm excited to get these guys finished over the next couple weeks and on the tabletop. They're going to be fun. Of course, I went with the Devastator Centurions because they're awesome. So I'll talk about my week and my life and paint. So grab some brushes, grab some paints, and let's get going on this week's Painting with Jay. So hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. And I promised my good friend Stu that this Painting with Jay is going to be longer than the other Painting with Jays as of late. Because Stu was telling me, I think it's great, and I'm not going to razz him or anything, I think it's a great feedback, that they were too short and my friends aren't getting as much done as they wanted because they want to paint. And before they know it, it's over. So, today I'm going to go for at least, 50 minutes, maybe about an hour, we'll see. Life will be good. Luckily, these guys are pretty much only base coat, right? So they're pretty, unfinished, which is good. That's good, because that means I have tons of work to do today on them. And luckily, there's not that much shading going to be involved. Actually, I'm going to spend the next little while shading them just, nicely. And let's keep going. I'll talk about life. So, here's a thing that I think was kind of interesting. And I'll preface this with, I'm in a good place. Right now I'm using Soft Body Black from Secret Weapon. And I'm going to simply just put into the crevices and the gaps. The reason why I'm going Soft Body Black is originally I did yellow. When I started painting Imperial Fists, I did yellow. And I didn't like the way that it kind of turned orange. So this is a really light black. It's a soft black, hence the name. And I'm going to apply it to all the recesses of these models. And this step alone could take me the next, 20 minutes. Because they're quite detailed, as you can see. We'll see how long it takes. If it doesn't, I'm going to keep going, obviously. So, it's been a year. It's been what a year. This week marked an interesting couple of anniversaries. One of them is, it's the week a year ago in which my wife ended our marriage. And I was thinking about that. What a year. What a crazy year it's been. What have I liked? What have I didn't like? What do I want to improve? What do I take away from it? And my life right now is obviously in a much better state than it was a year ago. Because a year ago I was a bit of a wreck for a little while. Right? Understandably, I think. But now I'm good. I've worked really hard over the last year on myself, on my professional life. Unfortunately, job-wise, took a really big toll on my videos. Because I was working my other two jobs and I couldn't dedicate as much time as I wanted to making videos, and I'm now fixing that. You're going to notice that most weeks now, 3 to 4 videos every week, and including in the last month, I've had a Q&J. I've had one of at least every one of my videos, other than maybe a codex review. But, I've even done I completed the last phase. Now I'm going to do probably a few more videos of how to play 40K. But, I don't like that. It's a little too much. Must have smeared it. But I really want these guys to be heavily shaded and really, just have a lot of character to them. They're such. I like the models actually. I think they're cool. They have a lot of detail. And yeah, and I don't want to beat a dead horse to death. Ooh, actually, on a side note, this also marks the anniversary of last year. One of our horses died in a freak accident. I don't know if I really ever mentioned that one. That wasn't very cool. But yeah, this last year has been crazy. My February was pretty much a write-off, which really sucked because I was new at a job, relatively new. I only started in January of last year at one of my jobs, and February was a bit of a write-off, as was most of March. I felt really bad afterwards. Like, I went to Adepticon, and I was a pretty sad sack. It was only a few, weeks after it happened, and I think it's understandable, but I could have had a lot more fun. It was hard. It was a challenge. I don't regret going to Adepticon last year. I don't regret that at all. In fact, I had a good time, hung out with some people, met people, and it was really fun. It was really cool to show how much my viewers cared about me. It really did. But I could have been a little more positive, I guess. Just knowing that life, you go through phases. Sometimes life is a little bit more fun than other times. And I had two viewer friends. Like I consider them friends. But I've known them through the hobby. They're really good guys, and they're both going through the same thing at the same time. So one slightly ahead of me, one slightly behind me, for different reasons. But it's been good going through these things with them together. So now in Canada, Ontario, you have to wait a full year before proceeding with the divorce. So Jay will be divorced officially in the near future. Spock was already like my little friend. Like, he was my shoes caught in my air compressor. Spock was my little friend before this, but him and I have been like besties this entire process. I couldn't think of my life right now without Spock. He's my dog, but he's my good friend. And yeah. And the year flew by. It was a really busy year. Like, I easily worked 345 days last year. Probably 300, yeah. Around 330, 340 days. I buried myself in my work for a couple of reasons. Mostly it was just financially. Like, I don't consider myself a workaholic or anything. I did it because I had to, and that's enough justification to me. But now I'm able to kind of relax a little bit more. Now, the thing I don't regret. I tried to survive really on my own. Like, I didn't want to get a roommate. And I wanted to keep going, do things kind of the hard way. It's kind of the way I've done things a lot. And in the end, you know what? I had to suck it up, because doing things the hard way was exhausting me. And now, when I'm not doing things all the time the hard way, I can, like, I'm painting with Jay right now. And my roommate is good. I don't think she watches my videos, but I don't think she knows anything about my videos. But yeah, she's good. She's pretty quiet. I don't really see her that often. Yeah, and because she's in the house, I am able to focus a lot more time to the videos. And that's what makes me happy. Knowing that I've produced this much content this week, and that this isn't going to be like a week that is. In fact, this was a slightly lower than usual week. I was really busy this week, but knowing that this week isn't out of the ordinary, that like last week I produced just as much content, makes me happy. You know, it really does, that I can just make more videos. So I've been shading this guy already for 10 minutes. So I think the shading alone will take up. Yeah, Stu, I don't think you have to worry about long videos this week. And I'm just razzing. Like, I really actually do appreciate the. Stu's a really good guy, and I really appreciate the feedback. And I agree. Like, Painting with Jay's been short lately. So. So now it's February. Also, on a side note, I might keep talking about my year, but I found out the other day that statistically, this week is the most broken. And this is just coincidence. Like, I knew my ex-wife did not choose this week accordingly for this reason, but it's also the most statistically broken up with week in the entire year. This is when the most couples break up. This week, the week before Valentine's Day. And one of the hypotheses behind it is that so that you don't have to go through with Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is one of those holidays that makes people critically examine their relationships and whether or not they want to continue with them. So, fascinating stuff. It's a little too much. You see the shading, it really just brings these models to life. It really does. Look at that. So, after one guy is done, a little bit on the gun. We'll continue. And that month of, like, coming back, and January was a good month this year, but yeah, so then last year, I took a bit of time off from my videos. I took a time just to examine life and to think about things. I think that's logical and understandable. Like, I'm not the most emotional person. I tend to approach things more from an intellectual way. But it hurt. You go with that phase where you try to find yourself. You go through what's important. What do you want in life? And one of the really positive things I kept focusing on myself was I'm a really easygoing person. And a lot of the things I was living for weren't, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. It was. Now, obviously, I loved her, but it was for my ex-wife. Our lifestyle. Even where I'm living in Peterborough because of her. Those I left mini wargaming because she got a job in Peterborough. Then after she left, I decided to stay in Peterborough because this is where my jobs were. I spent years establishing myself in here for my videos, and I wanted to keep going and try to make it work here. So I decided to stay in here. And where was that? Yeah. It was kind of cool to think about. One of the pros of being single again is that you can kind of live your life for you. Start doing what you want to do. Now, obviously, I didn't want to be single. It wasn't my choice. But now that I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's start doing stuff for me. Organize things the way I like it in my life, in my house. It felt good. It felt really good. Because I realized that a very large, amount of things that I did in a normal day, in a normal week, in a normal year were not for me. And they weren't things I necessarily would normally do. So, yeah, it felt really good, that I could go eat at a restaurant. And I don't care about eating. I know some people feel like you can't go to a restaurant single. I'm like, no, come on, you can go to a restaurant single. You totally can. I wouldn't recommend it on Valentine's Day. That's kind of that was tough. The first Valentine's Day last year was really, really tough. Especially it was a week later. And, yeah, that was pretty tough. But yeah, you know what? I knew that it would only get better, and that's why I really shouldn't. Obviously, I shouldn't regret it. I don't. I shouldn't act. I'm not ashamed of the way I was sad at Adepticon or something. I had it's normal. But I knew even Adepticon and going through my worst that it would get better eventually, or hopefully it would get better eventually. You gotta stay relatively positive in that sense and hope that things will get better eventually. That this is just a phase in life. Life is longer, hopefully, than this year. And that this year will not define me. This year was a huge part of who I am. There's certain years that I'm like, really nothing changed, nothing drastic happened in my life, that I went to a few events and something that I'll remember, but there wasn't that much life-changing event, and this was one of the years that there was, and I decided to what my lifestyle should be, and then the cool part is even if you meet someone later on, you can keep this lifestyle, or parts of it, that because you realize what you want to do for you, and then you can find someone compatible to that. I don't want to I have a lot of models, obviously, and I paint a lot, but I've been living a lot less materialistic lately. I've been living more of a minimalist style, obviously, other than my Warhammer 40k. Like, that's my passion, and I've been keeping it because I make videos on it. This is my life, my hobby, my real passion in life is miniature wargaming, right? Even if I wasn't YouTubing it, I would still have these models. Like, this is I love this stuff. And I love to play, I love to paint. And it's awesome that I'm getting back into painting. Painting was actually one of those things that I couldn't do. I just couldn't do. Painting destroyed my soul for months. Like, it was a combination of things. But it left me alone with my thoughts. And that was torture to me at the beginning. And I tried to look on the bright side when it first happened, and I thought, well, at least I'll get a lot of painting done. I just couldn't do it. And it really bugged me that I couldn't, because it was just an opportunity to get a lot of painting done, right? It would have been nice to just get all these models done a long time ago. Now, obviously, I didn't have these guys. I picked these guys up in October. But, you know what happens. So obviously, if there's anybody out there, I'm going to keep talking about this stuff, but if you're going through a breakup right now, recently, it will get better. It will. Like, you know it has to. Mine wasn't that brutal of a breakup. Only, and I really mean this, only because I'm a nice guy. I'm not going into the details of it, but it could have gone worse. And I was kind of the one who, I didn't want things to end on such a sour, brutal note. So, it didn't. I wouldn't let it. So, I do get questions a lot from viewers. They always ask me the same thing, like, do I see my ex-wife at all? No. Have I talked to my ex-wife at all, other than messages about we're figuring out the divorce? No. I saw her. The last time I actually saw her in person was just after Adepticon. It was too close to get my normal dog sitter person, or my backup dog sitter person, sorry. To dog sit Spock. So she did. She dog sat Spock. And that was the last time I saw her. Last time I saw her in person. Do I harbor ill will towards her? No. I get that question sometimes. I do know there's at least 2 viewers out there who are going through a similar thing right now. And I'm not talking about my friends that I mentioned earlier. I mean, there's been 2, I don't know if they paint with Jay, but there are 2 followers of mine on YouTube that recently had to go through a similar circumstance. So, obviously, it gets better. Like, it really does. And yeah, you find someone, as I said, you get to kind of take a step back and figure out who you are in the absence of the relationship. And then you move forward. I totally didn't do all the piping. And then you get to move forward. I took it as a chance to improve myself. I lost some weight. I lost about 20 pounds last year. Depending on the day, between 18, 20 pounds, which I'm really happy about. I made a lot of lifestyle choices that I was spending way too much money on fast food. I didn't even care that it's not the healthiest choice for me. I was just spending money on fast food, primarily when I was married. So I said, you know what? I don't need to. I kind of gave up fast food for most days. I obviously have cheat days and stuff. I don't care. You know, if I'm completely exhausted after work, I can pick up a pizza or something. 'Cause plus, at least a pizza's a meal that, like, if I buy a medium pizza, that's 2 to 3 meals for me. I don't eat a lot. So, that's still not a bad value. Um, yeah, you know, I definitely don't eat fast food as anywhere near as much as I used to. And that's good. You know, I don't, it's, again, health wise, cool, money wise. Actually, most of my choices are just money. I don't really care about, you know, helps me lose weight. It's a good reason too, but it really sucked though this winter. I haven't been able to go for my walks as much. Due to a couple things, but I do go for some. Like I went for one the other day, but it's just been brutal this winter. Like tonight, I can't. I couldn't tonight. Like it's snowing so badly. Today's Thursday, and it's snowing so badly. I can't walk that much. It exhausts me. Like we have easily like a foot of snow today, and it's exhausting walking through that stuff. Good. Look at him. Looks pretty good. Hmm. 25 minutes. All right. This is good. Um, yeah. So then the summer was good. I went to a lot of concerts. I decided after about 5 months, I wanted to take some time off from the whole, like, I didn't want to instantly go and find a, what's the term? Rebound relationship. I didn't want to. And I didn't. It's not the kind of guy, I didn't want to do that. Nothing wrong if you want to do that, obviously. It's your choice. I completely respect that. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. So I took about 5 or 6 months off, and then I started dating again. I met a girl. The weirdest thing to me was how dating has changed. You know, I was with my ex-wife for so long that the dating game completely changed, right? Like, I feel old when I say that, but seriously, I didn't have a cell phone. I did not have a cell phone when I started dating my ex-wife. I didn't have a cell phone until I was pretty much almost married. And then the whole dating app thing, I was like, what the heck is this? You know, like, it's a really weird way of getting to know someone. But I met someone, and I love her. Like, the new woman in my life makes me unbelievably happy. And I know obviously we're in this the honeymoon stage and everything's good, but because I took some time off and because I found myself and what really is important to me, I feel that I was able to find someone even more compatible with me. And also, obviously, I learned, like, you learn, right? You quickly learn. Like, you can kind of look back at your, obviously hindsight's 2020, but you can learn. Like, you go, okay, what did I really like about this relationship? What did I not like about this relationship? Obviously, you know, there are good things there were good things in my marriage. There were. Like, I had so many good times. Right? It wasn't fights. It wasn't, you know, but I was able to take a step back and really critically analyze myself, my relationship. What did I like? What did I not like? What do I want in life? What do I don't want in life? And one of the things I really don't want is drama. You know, I don't want drama. It sometimes can find you, obviously. but I'm easygoing and I'm fun. I like to have fun. I like to enjoy things. And I don't want someone in my life that's just a Debbie Downer or dramatic unnecessarily. So I found someone who isn't. And she makes me really, really happy. She does. Now, obviously, I could have even taken a longer time away from the dating game. I probably could have. And I maybe should have. I don't know. But I'm so thankful that I found her, that she's in my life. And I'll be spending this Valentine's Day with her. It'll be really good. Now, Valentine's Day this year is on a Tuesday. It's next Tuesday, I believe. It's 5 days from now. But she makes me really happy. Now, obviously, as those who watch my vlogs, she doesn't want to be in the vlog. She does not want her face in the vlog. I completely respect that. I'm not upset about that whatsoever. It's her choice, right? I'm doing the vlogs. She has the right not to be in them. Makes sense, right? That, to me, is completely logical. She doesn't mind her voice being in, and I thought that was really hilarious when lately she's been inadvertently on the weekend when I'm filming, she inadvertently jumps into takes because she doesn't realize she thinks I'm done filming or about to start filming, and it's pretty funny. I think it's hilarious. But yeah, I'm happy. I really am. And as I said, because the key I think is to take some time. Looking back, taking some time off. Luckily, it wasn't luckily, but I spent a lot of time alone. For those months, I spent a lot of time alone. I only saw my family. I only saw any family member one time. Yeah, I saw my family once. For the first, between when it happened and for the first 6 months, I only saw I'm not unbelievably close to my family, and I hung out with some friends a few times. So, but I spent a lot of time alone, and that was good looking back, actually, as I said. Just taking some time to myself, regrouping, and coming back, I don't regret trying to do things kind of the hard way, because I tried it. And I could have kept going. I could have I didn't have to get a housemate. I wouldn't be, I do take the Patreon funds. And by the way, it's a huge, help. Obviously, a huge thank you to all the Patreon subscribers. This is a free video, so it'll be at the end of the video. But, why? There's a old song by U2, not old, but from the, it's older, not older, it's not brand new. It says, sometimes you can't make it on your own. And it's true. Sometimes it's just bite the bullet. You can't. Realizing your limitations is huge. And just adding that one thing to my life, roommate, opened up so many things. Because it took a huge financial burden, and I can take that money and apply it to debt or to savings. I feel like a self-help book, but one of the things I really just wanted to start doing in my life was, when I was married, she made most of the money, right? Completely transparency, she made most of the money. But we spent stupid amounts of money on the stupidest things, or not stupidest things, on things, that we felt were important to us. And I realized, looking back, I'm like, wow, we spent so much money unnecessarily. So I've been kind of living by the motto, earn more, every day I try to think about this. I try to earn more. I try to save more, and I try to spend less. Now, the easiest part, or sorry, the part you have the most control over, seriously, in those three, spending. You don't have to spend money if you don't want to. Like, it's on a normal day, I don't spend $1. Like, I, I don't buy lunches. I bring all my lunches from home when I'm at work now. I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 months. And you know what? It's a little boring, but it's significantly cheaper. Also, the closest restaurant to my work is a Taco Bell, and to be honest, I'm kind of afraid of, I don't want any tummy problems while at Taco Bell or while at work. There we go. It's looking pretty dirty, a little older. I like it. So, make more. I do. I've worked really hard at my job, and I recently got a promotion. I didn't want to go into too much detail about it because I didn't want to jinx it, but I got a promotion recently. It's not a huge promotion, but it's enough, And saving, I consciously saving money now. Consciously. Now I did, because again, hindsight, but I didn't see the divorce coming. I'm guessing my ex-wife did. So I didn't see it coming. And I wasn't financially prepared, and it burned me. And I'm still, I'm nowhere near where I want to be financially because I didn't see it coming. And I've kind of learned my lesson. So since I'm now, since my roommate moved in, I have been trying to save more because I want to have a little bit of an emergency fund, just in case, right? That's the thing. It's to save up for the future, or if I have any expenses that pop up, or if life hands me another curveball. I won't be caught off guard as bad, right? If you're prepared. Luck favors the prepared or something. I believe that's a saying. Luck favors the prepared. Good. First step done. We're at 37 minutes. Longer than any previous... Adam. You missed a spot. Now, if Adam tried to pick my dog, I'd be like, hey, Adam, you missed a Spock. Oh, he's going to pay. I'm going to pay for that one. What now? Let's pay Reds. Yeah. Let's pay the Reds. So, Adam. I hope you're doing well, Adam, wherever you are. Probably in Welland, having a great time. I miss Adam. He's a good guy who likes people. Yeah. So I'm going to take some Mephisto on red. Start painting the red areas of these guys. Which is just the shoulder pads, the eyes. Maybe a couple symbols. I gotta go get some more Lamy medium. I don't know who sells it. But I'm almost out. Life gets better. You just gotta make choices, I feel like a motivational speaker today, but it's true. And I've gone through it. And it's one of those things that, now obviously my divorce wasn't messy or my divorce isn't going to be messy. The odds are there's nothing to fight over. I gave her pretty much everything she wanted. I didn't care. And that's also one of the things. Like, I found myself, like, when we were dividing up the assets, not the assets, the household stuff, if I didn't have any use for it, I didn't want it. I didn't care. I didn't care how much it was worth. I didn't care who bought it or whose gift it was from or what. I just didn't want it. And the house is significantly, like, I'd say 60, no, two-thirds probably of the items that were in that house. I did have to buy some new stuff, only because, like, you need a toaster, right? Makes sense. I needed dishes and pots and pans and stuff. Makes sense. Like, the essentials. But I know that next time I move, now, to be honest, I don't think I'm going to move for a little while. Probably not, maybe not this year. I don't think, I could be wrong, and I can go back afterwards and look at this video and be like, Jay was right or Jay was wrong. But I don't think I'm going to move this year away from where I'm at. I'll probably keep renting for another year, or at least this annual year, this calendar year, and then figure out from there. But we'll see. But I know that when I move, this next move is going to be so much easier. I only had like 6 boxes of stuff downstairs in the basement. And this year, my goal was to actually go through it and really take a step back and think if I need it. Because there are boxes of stuff that I haven't opened since moving here, right? So if I haven't opened it since moving here, it's either filled with memories or with something I don't need. And then I had a pipe burst in my basement a couple weeks ago. I put it in my blog. I didn't film it. I really should have filmed what it was looking like, but I just didn't want to show how crazy it was. And it damaged two of the 6 boxes got damaged. So I went through some of the stuff and I threw out some stuff. There we go. Starting to look very Imperial Fist. That's it. It's a 3-color minimum. I really wanted to this year be in. There's a tournament. There's 2 tournaments a year hosted by my friend Dave, called Brawl in the Hall. And this year I was like, I'm gonna do Brawl. I want to do a Brawl list, and I came up with the most fun list I could think of, Grot Tank Army, and have so much fun. And then no, because it's the same week, unfortunately, as Adepticon. So I will be in Chicago. And I think the next one's going to be the same week as Gen Con. We'll see. But it was going to be fun to bring my Grot Tanks to a tournament. See, I knew I'd have plenty of stuff to do today. Because this is only... I'm 45 minutes into this video. And only on the 2nd color. I think these guys will be a few weeks in a row of me working on them. I don't know how much time I'll have to spend painting freely over the next week or two. Next week's going to be a busy week. Look at that. They're coming along. My vlogs. I'm really enjoying vlogging. I think some people enjoy the vlogs, so I'm going to keep doing it. They've been keeping me focused. Like, just because I can't really film myself going, I'm doing nothing today. So it's been really providing some motivation, keeping me on track. And plus I get to talk out loud. And like this painting with Jay's, it's very cathartic to talk out loud. And very, helps me plan my ideas and my thoughts. Yeah. 46 minutes. Cool. I'm very glad that I finally assembled these guys. By the way, I'm having fun trying new things in my vlogging. This week I did a time-lapse video of building these guys. I think it turned out pretty cool. So now I gotta figure what symbols am I gonna paint on them. I don't have my codex on me anymore. I let my codex away, as I said. Probably chest symbol, purity seals. I want to paint his head red. I'll probably go with blue eyes then, just like in the photo, because if his helmet's red, the sergeant's, if his helmet is red, it wouldn't make sense for the eye color. Yeah, I'll do just chest symbols. And most of the symbols will be black. Cool. Done. I missed another area. I missed a spot, Adam. That's the funniest part. This whole time I'm telling Adam he missed a spot, and I just realized I missed a spot when I'm doing the shading. Yeah, let's quickly fix that. Adam, I'm sorry I'm a hypocrite. So I'm just going to quickly just... There we go. So, what else? Yeah, so it's been a year. It's been a year I'll never forget. It's been a year that shaped me more than many other years. In the end, there were definitely some positive memories and some not so positive memories. But that's life, right? That's life. That's what old people say. Sorry. Just listening out loud. What a winter it's been. A lot of snow. lots of snow. Yeah, lots of snow in Peterborough. It's been a really, really snowy year. This is one of those years that you go, I should really buy a snowblower. And the next year you buy that snowblower. You buy the snowblower at the end of the season when it goes on clearance. And then no snow the following year. Yeah, and I'm thankful. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. All my viewers, subscribers, supporters. I can't thank you enough. You, and this is 100% genuine, are one of the reasons this year has been positive whatsoever. You know, this last year. You've kept me motivated. You've given me an unbelievable amount of support and like meeting all of you, and it really meant more than you could ever imagine. It really does. You know, it really does. It takes away the feeling of alone. It really, yeah. It really, really did. And I can't thank you enough. I can't. I'm spoiled that I can still make videos. And I know that. I do know that. I really do. And look at that. He's all done. So, I can't thank you enough. It really has meant a lot for these, and I'm obviously going forward. I can't thank you enough for the continued support. It's easy to be thankful when things are going your way. When they're not, that's when the test actually is. You know? It's easy to be positive when things are going your way. Once again, yep, switch up brushes. Another brush. There we go. Let's try this one. This one might be better. But yeah, that's all I can say. It really is. I can't thank you enough. Oh yeah, look at that. But I was talking, I didn't realize I should have just switched up brushes. Save myself a little bit of painting time. That's okay. I'm talking. You're my confidants and kind of my psychiatrists. So, and I just broke my Space Marine. So take a second to glue that back on. There's a couple areas that were a little weak. I knew that. So I'll re-glue his arm back on in a second. I bent my Wookiee. Actually, I'll probably just leave it off for now. It's giving me more access to that. Yeah, I'll put that on after. It gives me more access to the shoulder pad anyway. I gotta get filming some more battle reports. I did film, like, one will be hopefully up this week. It was a game I filmed in October against Ben. The same one as last week's battle report. Same opponent. It was Orcs versus Orcs. Spoiler alert, Orcs won. It wasn't a draw. And Ben was a really fun opponent. And this next one was a very opposite game. Not for who wins. I mean, just the tone was like we're playing Orcs versus Orcs in the first one, right? Not very competitive armies. And this one was pretty competitive army. It was pretty fun. We played ETC rules, and we had a good time. I would gladly play against Ben in a heartbeat. And it was so much fun bugging Ben. Yeah, I really like to bug Ben. Because he's a fun guy to bug. He's very British. So I like to bug him, call him a sticky wicket. I'm a jerk. After this guy, I'm going to call it a night, probably. My back is starting to hurt a little bit. I've been injuring my back a bit lately with all the shoveling of the snow. My back is not 100%. So, it's okay. Look at that. It's coming along. I could probably get a couple more colors done before next week. I'll see if maybe I'll be able to finish them. I just have the feeling that these guys will be they'll probably be my painting with Jay focus for a couple weeks. And so that's okay. You know, I'm not in a rush. I just really want to get everything. Like maybe this year will be the year that I get almost all my models done. And I really think that getting all my Space Marines first done, and then I'm going to turn my attention to probably Necrons, get them all done. Because there's not that many Necrons, not that much Necron stuff that I have to build or paint. And then, depending on what happens, if Tyranids get a new codex in the near future, which it kind of looks like right now they're kind of doing an end of time stuff with 40k, which kind of concerns me. It's been all this, what's it called? Oh, I don't even remember the name. They announced this week there's a new book, right, for 40k. Now I do remember at the end of times, right, new books, new giant fun models. Then the game ended, or the story ended, right, and a rebirth. And right now in 40k, new books, new formation, like the trios of characters. And we'll see where this goes. We'll see. I really do think, as I said, Games Workshop, I think, is going in a terrific direction right now. I think that they're realizing they're kind of admitting their mistakes, and it's obvious that they're trying to build a relationship back again with the community. And it's very apparent, and I'm hoping that Adepticon is going to be amazing this year because of that. Like, I think it's their contributions to Adepticon are going to be really cool. So I probably have to hit that with a shade after the symbols. And yeah, I'm going to call after this guy because I need to now glue his arm back on. So, hey, we've been painting for an hour. So, and I'm going to bring back this length. I think it's a better idea. I really enjoyed talking so much, and it's a longer video and we get more done, right? If I can dedicate this 1 hour, it really does result in a lot of work done. So look at that, now they're shaded, And the reds were done on 2 of them, or at least one of them, so that by next week I'll easily have all the reds done. I'll probably be into the middle into the metallics at least. So let's end now. So that concludes another Painting with Jay. I really hope you enjoyed this week's Painting with Jay. As I said, I'm trying to stay positive. Life's good. Very much is. And I really hope you got some stuff done. This was a longer video, requested by you. So I'm really glad I was able to sit down for an hour and get some work done. They're going to be taking me the next couple weeks probably. A bit of detail to them. When they're done, I got Centurions. And then I'll turn my attention to the next thing. It'll probably be tanks. But most of them is airbrush, so we'll see. I know I have a pile of my Space Marine stuff that I'm going to tackle one by one, get it all done, move on to the next army, to keep painting, keep my progress going. Yeah. So stay tuned for more videos, and always this is a free content video, so a huge thank you to all my Patreon subscribers. As you can see, go by me as I speak. I can't thank you enough for all my Patreon subscribers. It helps keep my free content coming. If you want to help me produce my videos, please check out the Patreon campaign. Link in the description below. It really does help. I can't thank them enough. Yes. So stay tuned for more videos. Till next time, this is Jay saying, happy painting with me.